If you're looking to make some serious cash here in GTA Online, then you're in luck because today on the show we have some massive money making tips. The Hangar business as well as the Smuggler's Run DLC have just dropped some massive money bonuses, and so inside of this video I will be showing you guys the best ways to make money fast, easy, and completely solo with these new money making opportunities. You definitely don't want to miss out because we're talking about making millions of dollars every couple of hours. But this does come with one catch, and it's just because of the way that Rockstar basically codes GTA Online. They've limited players with the amount of money they can make artificially. So even though we have the best Hangar bonuses we've ever gotten here in GTA Online's history, I do have one big disclaimer which we're going to start off with at the beginning of today's video, just so you can be prepared. Say for example, you haven't bought the Hangar yet, but you're planning on it with this week's weekly event, or you already own the Hangar but you still need to fill up your warehouse with Hangar cargo and air freight cargo. Well, then make sure you watch the beginning of this video first. I will have it labeled with timestamps down below so you can be prepared. If you already have your Hangar filled up, don't fret, you're still going to make a ton of money. You're just not going to be making exactly how much you think you should be with the 4x bonus if you have GTA Plus this week. First, before we jump into how to actually do the sell missions and even the source missions to make money with the Hangar business, we have to talk about the major problem with Rockstar's hard payout caps, specifically when it comes to the Hangar business this week because it's the most relevant. But this also applied to the Acid Lab a year and a half ago when we had triple money on it. And if you named your Acid Lab product, you made the triple money for the weekly bonus, and you sold it in a full public session, for example, for that max 50% high demand bonus, you weren't getting the full payout value that you were supposed to be getting for the sell mission. And that's because of these artificial Rockstar hard caps and hard limits that they've applied to the actual sell missions themselves. So if you guys watched my video yesterday, I said, obviously, of course, if you already have your Hangar filled up, well, you have it filled up at this point. There's nothing you can do. You might as well sell it. You will be sacrificing some money depending on how you actually ran your business. But if you've yet to buy the Hangar and fill it up, or just fill up the Hangar in general yet, make sure you watch this segment first. Don't skip over it. So we do have hard caps and hard limits on the amount of money you can make from certain businesses here in this game. I'll showcase the screenshot on screen. As you can see, for example, the Hangar business, you can get up to $11,200,000 maximum from sales. Now, Rockstar actually did increase this a little bit to cover the 3x money. With the Chop Shop update, Tez said that they increased it to $11,811,000. But either way, it's going to be too little for the amount of money a GTA Plus player is making with 4x money, and if they have all 50 crates of one cargo type and they're selling that in a full public lobby for that maximum 50% high demand bonus. Because not only do we have a hard limit with the amount of money that you can make with the sale mission, also for today's event, Rockstar lowered the high demand player cap to 5 players. So even if you only are selling one Hangar cargo crate, for example, and you're like, oh, let me get the 50% high demand bonus for having 20 plus players in my lobby, that's not even applied here as well, because the high demand player cap is only going to be 5 players this week for the Hangar sale missions. It's a very strange thing. It's like a double nerf in a sense, or a double cap. You have a total amount of money cap that you can make with the Hangar sales this week, which is why you're not going to be getting the full almost $15 million for a sale mission if you are selling 50 narcotics or chemicals or medical supplies, for example. But not only that, even if you're under the threshold of the cap, you still can only take advantage of maximum 5 players for the high demand bonus. So Tez said basically here you can make at most $11,445,000. That's after taking into account Ron's cut. So now that you know that, it's a little bit confusing. I'll probably explain it a little bit more next coming up. So let's jump into this. So as you can see, I have my business set up. I have 50 Hangar crates I want to sell. I don't have 50 of one cargo type. First of all, just as a blanket, just a first tip here, don't do animal supplies or animal materials, and don't worry about the bottom list of counterfeit goods, tobacco and alcohol, jewelry and gemstones, and art and antiques. Only focus on narcotics, chemicals, and medical supplies. If you collect 50 of any of these top tier cargoes, these 3 are the top tier cargo that you want to focus on. If you collect 50 narcotics, 50 chemicals, or 50 medical supplies, you will get a 70% bonus on the sale value. So you'll get what you should be getting, which was technically $60,000 per crate with the double money, but you're getting a 70% bonus on top of all of the 50 crates that you're going to be selling. But of course, if you are just going after narcotics, right, you do your sale mission, boom, now you have a 4-minute cooldown until you could do another, or 3.5 minutes once you sit down at your computer and try and start up another sell mission or a source mission. If you're playing with your friends and you have 3 buddies helping you out, it could be worth it anyway, because you could just fly through all 50 crates and have your buddies source stuff for you. Just use your little minions to farm cargo for you, and it'll only take you a couple hours. If you're a solo player, what I'd highly recommend is do this method that I did right here. It's the alternating method. Do any 2 of 3 cargo types. So I'm focusing on narcotics and chemicals for this run. You can do chemicals and medical supplies, or even medical and narcotics, just as long as it's a combination of 2 of the 3 top tier cargo types. And that way you can get a 35% bonus on 2 types of cargo by having 25 cargo for each cargo type. This way you could still get a pretty good bonus, and you also avoid the cooldown, because as soon as I'm done with the narcotics source mission, I can jump right into chemicals. By the time I come back with the chemical crate that I just sourced, the narcotics cooldown is gone. I can do a narcotics. I can just keep chaining these back and forth, and I will not encounter a cooldown on that same cargo type because I'm spacing it out and I'm farming a different type of cargo in the meantime. Also, I don't have GTA Plus because I'm on the legacy version, so I'm only making $3 million by selling this, especially if I sell it in an invite-only session. Now, of course, when it comes to sourcing, no matter what you source, I won't be able to do it because it says my storage is full. You'll get an option here once you select your cargo type, land or air missions. Only do the land missions. Occasionally, you'll get these Avisa submissions where they send you up to Toledo Bay, Sandy Shores, or El Burro Heights, which is down southeast of the city by the docks. I'd recommend you skip those if you want, because those do take a little bit of time. I end up farming them anyway. The Toledo Bay one is just a little bit far, but if you're at Fort Zancudo, it's not the worst thing in the world. Honestly, the ones you want to focus on are where they tell you to go to Sandy Shores Airfield or Richmond. Basically, you have these generator missions. You destroy a generator, a garage will open up, you could steal cargo, or you could just like fly your oppressor, Akula, Raiju, Sparrow, whatever other heli you want, the Buzzard even, onto cargo, say with the Sandy Shores Airfield mission, for example, where you have to take cargo from like a downed and blown up Streamer 216 plane. It's guarded by helis and enemies, but you don't need to fight any of them. You could just land in the area, grab the crate because it blinks and it kind of alerts you, illuminates the crate, and you could see it, swoop down, grab it, and leave. So hopefully there you've kind of seen everything wrong with the hangar business this week. I wanted to give you guys a disclaimer, first of all, when it comes to sourcing your cargo. If you haven't already, if you're going to source 50 of one specific cargo type, there's no sense of selling in a high demand lobby, or a public lobby with 20 plus players for the max high demand bonus, because you're going to be capped, like I said, at that $11,445,000 payout, or $11,492,000, or whatever the case is, right? It's really annoying because if we take a look at this screenshot again, let's just go back to it here. What's really frustrating is the hangar business barely even allows for this 4 times payout with GTA Plus and a high demand public lobby sell. Same with the Acid Lab, where you could barely just get over $1 million. But let's take a look at special cargo, for example. The payout cap for special cargo is $96 million. That's like like a 43 or 44 times money bonus. Or let's take Cayo Perico Heist what is that, like 49 times, 48 times money bonus? Cayo Perico Heist, for example, $40 million as the payout cap for that heist. That's almost a 40 times money bonus at this point, if you're getting like the Cincimito tequila, excuse me. Either way, right? Like, why is there such a big discrepancy here? Why is the hangar and the Acid Lab caps so small where you could barely edge out a 3 or 4 times money bonus on them? But then, for example, Special Cargo and Cayo Perico have such high payout caps that we will never reach those as a player base, because we're never going to steal that much money in Cayo Perico at a time, because we'd have to get a 40 times payout bonus for the week, which would never happen, right? We've never even had a double money Cayo Perico heist week. But same with Special Cargo, right? You're not going to get almost a 50 times money bonus on Special Cargo, or 45, or whatever the case is, right? It's just ridiculous. So I don't know why there's such a big discrepancy here. It's just kind of strange. Nonetheless, that's what we have for this week. So with that being said, now let's jump into a sell mission. Why don't we? All right, so like I said, we're going to jump into a sell mission now. I only have double money for the weekly update bonus. I don't have GTA Plus, so I'm not getting the 4 times. I'm not really going to get close to hitting the cap. With 5 players in a public session for the high demand bonus, that's going to give me at most an extra 10% on the sale, which is a decent amount of money, right? I'm just, at this point, I'm not even worried about it. I have like $365 million in the bank. Like, it's okay. I'm sure I can get more money. It's just not worth it for me to go into a public session on PC right now. I did it for the bunker sale a month ago, but with the hangar, with all these different problems and things like that, I'm just going to sell all this in an invite-only session, get the 35% bonus for narcotics and chemicals. So let's sell all my cargo right here. It says larger sales may require multiple vehicles. Ensure you have additional members prior to starting this mission. But you don't have to worry about it too much, because there's 3 different variants for selling if you do land source. You could sell by air or land. They give you land, source, and sell options. Now, do not do the air sell missions. Definitely do the land. And what we're going to choose is the land option. You have 3 different types. You can get a phantom wedge and a trailer. So you basically just deliver a truck to one destination, one vehicle, one destination, right? That's the optimal sale mission to get. I don't have that. I have the second best, which is the Rattel, 5 drop-off locations. Also very fast, very simple. I'm selling 50 hanger crates with 5 total deliveries. Very fast, very easy. The drop-offs aren't even that far away. They're just over across here. I guess these are a little bit more spread out. Some are in Grapeseed, some are south in Sandy Shore. So we're going to head out there. And I'm also going to mention one more thing. The worst sale missions you can get for the land hanger option or the land sale missions would be either the Weenie Easy, the Maxwell Vagrant, or the Nagasaki Outlaw. All 3 of those vehicles have you basically dropping off the crates at different marked locations that are marked by a flare. You drive there and you have 10 drop-offs. So not that it's that unbearable with that specific mission variant, but it's just, you know, the most drop-offs. You have to do 10. This one's kind of in the middle. You only have 5 drop-offs with, of course, the phantom wedge and the trailer, truck and cab, things like that. You have the with the one vehicle, the 1 drop-off as well. That's obviously the best variant. All of the hanger sale missions, if you choose the land sell option as a solo player, no matter how many hanger crates and cargo you have, 1 through 50, you will always get 1 delivery vehicle. But the difference for the missions is the type of vehicle as well as the amount of drop-offs you need to make, 1, 5, or 10. So with that being said, we're 1 minute and 30 into this sell mission. You can keep track with the timer in the bottom right-hand corner. I'll just speed this up, drop off the cargo at each location, and let's make our money, ladies and gentlemen. Drop off number 1, top of the hill. You have to come to a stop with this vehicle to drop the cargo. We dropped it. Now let's head to location numero 2. Here we are at location number 2. This one actually took me a little bit of time to get to because you're kind of like jammed up in this hill. So now the last 3 are in Grapeseed, and the sale mission will be done probably just under the 10-minute mark, I'd imagine. Rolling up on hangar drop-off number 3. Be careful approaching for that way so you don't full send into the water like I almost did. Now we'll mark location number 4. We do have a helicopter that's chasing us now, but to be honest, you don't really have to worry about it. If you want, pull out your railgun and shoot them. They don't really do much damage to you. You don't need to worry about your vehicle getting destroyed or anything like that. Alright, here is crate drop-off numero 4, and we just have the last one here on the edge of Mount Chiliad now. In fact, you know what? Just because I feel like someone's gonna comment being like, you gotta blow up the helis, man. Just for you. I don't know who you are. Just for you, I'm gonna do it for you. If you're one of those players who wants to comment that right now, don't worry. I got you, ladies and gentlemen. So like I said, next drop-off is kind of on the hill over here, so you will need to do a little bit of a fun hill climb in this Rattel. And by the way, with each of the delivery vehicles, there's probably 3 to 5 different drop-off location variation sets, you know? So this isn't the only route that you have for these type of deliveries. There could be other ones as well. I've seen ones mostly around Sandy Shores as well. Maybe it's kind of different depending on the cargo type. But there we go. We've dropped off all 5 cargo. Just got to leave the area and drive away. Let's get that money to pop up at the top right-hand corner of the screen. While going down the hill like this, that would be pretty cool if that happened. It would be pretty cinematic, I must say. What is this heli doing, man? Look at that. Have we not left the air? There we go. Successfully delivered the cargo. $2,970,000. Remember, Ron gets his $30,000 cut when you're selling 50 crates, which is pretty solid right there. That only took me, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours or so of grinding on stream. I think over the course of like a month, just because I was kind of preparing for this bonus. I forget exactly how long it was. I didn't really time it, but just going back and forth optimally. Let's actually jump into a source mission. We could talk about it. Now, truthfully, I could do a source mission, talk about it just to show you how fast they take to complete. You know, you can go through them in 3 to 5 minutes mostly. Sometimes they'll take you like 7 or so if you do the Avisa sub sourcing. But what I want to talk to you about real fast is the Rooster sourcing, because he's pretty good for making money with the hangar this week. So, like I said, I was sourcing crates manually, doing narcotics as well as chemicals, going out myself, grabbing everything. I was mostly using my Sparrow and Oppressor Mark II, but you can also use Rooster, who functions as basically your hangar warehouse technician, just like Lupe and your other special cargo warehouse techs do for your special cargo warehouses. The Lupe technicians give you 1, 2, or 3 crates at random. You pay them $7,500, right? 48-minute cooldown on them, but you can not even be logged into the game, and they'll go passively source you cargo for you for those special cargo warehouses. Rooster functions similar, but his pricing structure differs. So normally he sources you 1, but sometimes you get lucky and get 2 crates from him. Rockstar is giving a bonus on Rooster sourcing this week, where you're going to get 2 crates guaranteed from this handsome man right here with a reduced cooldown. Last time we had a reduced cooldown with him, it was about 24 to 20 minutes, probably about half the time of the 48-minute cooldown that he usually takes. I don't know what it is. I haven't timed it this week, but it's probably that same like 50% reduction in cooldown. But he is going to source you 2 crates. Now remember, you could sell Hangar cargo for $30,000 a crate. Normally he charges you $25,000, but with double money this week, you're selling your $30,000 crate for $60,000. So even if you were to just get 1 crate from Rooster, you pay $25,000, you make $60,000 on the sale mission. But don't forget, he is guaranteed to be sourcing you 2 crates this week. So $30,000 per crate times 2, because that's 2 crates, that's $60,000. Multiply that by 2 again, because we have a double money bonus on the Hangar sale, or 4 times money with GTA Plus. You'll be making either $120,000 per $25,000 you spend for Rooster to go source you cargo, or if you have GTA Plus, that's $240,000 that you'll be making off of just paying Rooster $25,000. 48 minutes later, he comes back with 2 crates for you. Now, the only downside to Rooster is you can't choose the specific cargo that he sources. So if you're looking to get that, 70% bonus for having all 50 of one cargo type sourced, or get a 35% bonus on 2 25 numbered cargo types, well, you can't really have any control over that outcome. You just have to get lucky with the crates he sources. But what you could also do is source, 34, 36 crates through him, and then just top up the most amount of crates you have, like those selections, with the rest of the 14 that you got to fill up for the 50. That way you can get some bonus, because I think you can still get like a 10 or 25% bonus or something like that if you have, like, say 3 different cargo types filled up in the warehouse, or 3 or 4 or something like that. There's another bonus under the 35% for 2 cargo types. I'll put a screenshot of all the different types of cargo, the payout breakdown, pricing structure, things like that. But I would recommend when it comes to sourcing, I mean, like this month, I don't want to manually source cargo for my Hangar anymore. I did all that work just to make that money for this video. Rooster can go source me the rest of the cargo. So what I'm going to do now is just use him for the rest of the week. 25 hours of gameplay, call it, because, it's a 48-minute cooldown, but call it you visit the Hangar once every hour. You could set your spawn location to the Hangar if you have Rooster source cargo for you, as long as you have your personal quarters. 25 gameplay hours, they could be all AFK, because you don't even need to be logged into the game, but just boot up the game every hour, pay Rooster 25 grand every hour, he'll source you 50 crates in 25 hours, and you can sell that Hangar for a lot of money as well. Like I said, no, outcome choice or choice over the outcome of the types of bonuses and cargo you can get, but beggars can't be choosers. Making $120,000 passively just for paying him $25K, or if you have GTA Plus, making $240,000 just for paying him $25K as well. That's also really, really solid. So that's one way of sourcing cargo. Like I said, the other way would be choosing any 2 of these 3 top tier options. I already did narcotics and chemicals. Maybe we could do medical and chemicals next, or medical and narcotics. Let's just choose the medical. For example, we want to source through land, and you have all the different types of sourcing options. This video is probably too long at this point, so I won't do a land source. But if you guys want to see sort of like my recommended way of farming land, source and sell missions, let me know, and I could do that next here on the channel. But that is basically 100% hands down the best way to make money this week in GTA Online. We also have some other bonuses I do want to go over real fast besides just double money and double RP on that air freight cargo. We talked about it sort of at the beginning of the mission, or at the beginning of the video. The Oscar Guzman Flies Again mission challenges and Air Force Zero, those are also double money and double RP. The Titan job finale, like we had last week, isn't still double money. It's just on the challenges. So the $60,000 you get for delivering the extra mogul, or the Iron Mules, or the Insurgent Pickup Custom, or the extra like Titan 250D ammunition, heavy weapons, and armor, things like that. Those little options and those little extras and those bonus objectives that give you $60,000 by the end of the quest line, that'll be $120,000 this week. We have that boost with Rooster, where he's sourcing 2 crates for you. But in addition to that, if you complete the Titan job, you'll get 200 grand as a bonus within 72 hours of completion. And I wanted to update you guys on the weekly challenge. Like I said in yesterday's weekly update guide, if you complete 5 business resupply missions, you'll receive $100,000. Like I said, I didn't know if that would count for cargo sourcing, say, for example, for the Hangar, which most people are going to be doing this week, or even, for example, special cargo. I thought resupply missions had to be for like MC Business resupplies, or Acid Lab resupplies, or Bunker resupplies, since those are quite literal resupply missions. CEO cargo and hangar cargo are classified as source missions, but they do count for this weekly challenge as resupply missions, supposedly. I was told in the comments. I should probably test it out just to verify for this video, but we've gone over so much today. There's tons of good ways to make money. Hangar cargo's back. We haven't seen this bonus in September of 2023, so take advantage of it while you can, especially if you have GTA Plus. You absolutely need to do some sourcing and selling this week. Even if you aren't going to source a single crate manually, like I said, just talk to Rooster, pay him 25 grand. And if you have GTA Plus, you're making 240 grand after you're paying him 25. So profit margin is going to be $215,000, right? But $215,000 profit, $240,000 revenue, 215,000 net, I should say, net profit. Your total revenue would be 240,000 off of just paying 25 grand. That's absolutely 100% worth it. So yes, we are going to be wrapping things up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next GTA 5 online video. Adios, amigos.